Hey, it's Coach Tulin, and you guys have been asking about this whole belly apron thing. So you guys know I keep it totally real. So you asked me about how I measure my belly apron and kind of why I do it. And I talk a lot about the belly apron on my page, on my Facebook page, as we have conversations, and I'm sharing it here on YouTube as well. So the reason why I measure my belly apron is because it's one of those things that kind of shifts and evolves as you go through your journey to fit and your weight loss process. And a lot of times, because we only see traditional before and afters, we don't realize what the tummy looks like during that process. So it goes from the skin being very taut and the belly being hard to softer, more jiggly. Sometimes it could look a little cellulite and things like that, and we think that we failed, and we haven't. Remember, from point A to point B, there's a lot of things that have to happen. It's like a big spaghetti bowl, and there's ups and downs. So I do measure across my belly apron, and what I do is I measure on the outside of myself, if I can show you here, and I come at the very top, excuse me for saying it, my pubic area, and where that belly is, and I find a spot that I know is like a crease. And I measure across that area, and what that allows me to do is be able to see progress there. So I look for two things. I look for how much it's risen, and then how much it's gone down. So as my belly apron evolves, it'll eventually kind of roll up, and it kind of rolls up and then flattens, rolls up and then flattens. And this has been one of my trouble areas. I mean, I've lost over 2 feet in my middle. I don't know what it's going to look like in the end. I just know that it will be progress wherever it lands. So as the belly kind of rolls up, sometimes that thicker part of your underbelly of the apron now becomes up higher, and you might notice that you end up getting wedgies, your clothes fit a little tighter, and you think you failed, and you haven't. It's just your body adjusting, and then eventually it'll flatten out. So it's kind of like that muscle building is pushing against the fat. As you lose more fat, the belly apron might flatten out a little bit, then it comes up. So I measure those two areas to get an idea of that progress as well too. So just in the past month, I've lost 2 inches in my belly apron and 4 inches in my waist by doing Shakeology, Insanity Max, and starting off with a 3-day refresh. And I follow the 21-day fit eating plan, which works into the Max program. So that's what I mean by the belly apron. I literally measure what would be on the outside across the top of my pubic area, and I find a spot, and then I'll take the measuring tape and I'll find like a crease I can go back to, and I'll measure down and note how many inches that is. And I will measure how high up my tummy has come. So I hope that helps you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just find a consistent spot to measure so that you can see how that area grows. And remember, before you get from, mine are progress pictures, but from your before to your after, so many things happen. And celebrate that jiggly, that's progress. Celebrate as your tummy comes up, that's progress. Celebrate the puckering, it's progress, I promise. It'll all change with patience. So I use the measuring tape a lot to track my progress.